Hi, how are you? I'm well. How's your daughter?
My God,
Yes.
the only one I have.
Yes.
So is mine. We'll talk about it in a minute. Hi, everyone. So I'm here. Hi, how are you? And we are at a dinner restaurant tasting. That's a mushroom. And I have a plethora of food. Mm. Mm. Shit, that's good. Mm. So I'm gonna show you all some of this food. Mm. Mm. So these are carne asada, and these are buffalo chicken ravioli. And then they have this, the shrimp and grits. That was so good. And this is mushroom waffles. Are they? So I think I'm going to take one of these over to my table. So I have everything I want. And they have a beautiful charcuterie board and just a plethora of stuff to eat. Now, mind you, I have not ate since yesterday. Hello. I haven't ate since yesterday, so I'm very happy to be sitting down.
72 years on
Gentlemen. A water for now.
Publishing Montgomery works.
Okay.
I need my brothers.
And basically,
My brother and I were the last.
so this is like it's a fundraiser that they have every few months where you
I started.
learn and get demonstrations.
Give me that. That's
And tonight we get a demonstration from the restaurant Smoke, and it's all for a good cause. It's to feed hungry children, and every year they feed 18 million children in America. Thank you, baby. Mm. You want some of this salad? It's actually really good.
see what else they got.
Okay, babe. I love.
Let's go to eat that taco.
I'm gonna taste it. Well, go get you a fresh taco, babe. Oh man. Mm. I'm on another one of those shrimp. Yes.
Say room, but
Gumbo? Right. I actually really can't promise you. Ooh,
I do.
it's for one month.
I don't drink.
So this is to benefit children who lose their free lunch, and it's nationwide, and it's really good because they bring a lot of different chefs in from other states. And tonight is a place called Smoke. Didn't we go to Smoke before?
Yeah.
The barbecue place? Hmm. It's way on like the northwest side.
Last week.
Oh man, this ravioli was good.
Yeah.
Okay. So before they do the demonstration, they feed us. Mm-mm-mm. And they have this probably every 4 months. And I love coming to them. Because it is for a good cause. So fucking good. I got friends. Hi, my true hearts. This is definitely a very tasty treat. And like I said, my husband and I come because it's good to give back, and it's especially good to give to hungry children.
Since we don't know how it works, how can you say how it doesn't?
So tonight, they're going to teach us this chef's particular way of making gumbo. And
Harrison Jens. Keyboard. Thank you. No, I'm a man.
hey, Princess,
72 years old.
you remember that thing we came to that time and we were outside and it was on the river? That's where Jay and I are tonight.
Yeah, we owned our own Michigan newspaper.
How's everything going with you? I hope you're having a great time. Oh my God. I don't know what they put in this salad, but damn it,
Nice.
it's good.
My father was a business. He had his own company. They don't, you know, every city combo.
Okay.
I'll grab you some.
Thanks, baby. Oh, shit.
No, that's
Oh, okay. Well, it rained yesterday. Oh, thank you, baby. Mm, thank you. I bought some napkins today too. Just so we stop using all the paper towels. You know what I mean?
So, since you're in that business and I was in the business too and everything, I'm gonna throw names at
Mm.
you and you can try and know. Remember our people last week? I know the name, but I don't know how. That means the high school college. Oh, yeah. You know his daughter and his son? Well, his son was kind of. And then the pool tables, our,
Ma'am.
so, yeah.
Oh, true. I'm so jealous of you.
She owns all the
Mm.
medical centers.
These damn shrimp are good. I put mine on a piece of bread. So, when I got to Chicago, I was Teresa Gutierrez. Gutierrez. Mm. Sarah Tucker. My name is Judy Garcia. I don't say mm. Hi. Mm. Damn, shrimp is good. Did you say some shrimp? Those motherfuckers are fat. And I fuck with you. And then I jazz my shit up. I put mine on a piece of bread. Improvise. Roxanne. Hey, Larry. What's good, bro? Do you all have any Prosecco or anything? We have Chardonnay. How's it going? Good. Yeah. Always a pleasure. Oh, I'm like, I feel like actually this Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola's brand. All day and just like, wow. I have, yeah, Sophia. Yeah, I used to buy her brand at Worldmark. I had. She has a real good sparkling. So I do another. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Okay. So I'll go with my regular. I'll take a vodka straight up. No ice. What do you guys like? Yes. And I will go get a tip for you from my husband because I have no money. Oh, that's enough. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, would you like to make it work? No problem. You should. I'll be back shortly. Thank you so much. I have to tip him, baby. I didn't tip him. Thank you. Here you go. In here? Okay. Okay, back to the food table I go. I'm telling you, that is so good. Yeah. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm going to give me another ravioli. That was really good. And I believe the presentation is probably going to start soon. I never met him. Damn, this little ravioli. What's that? It's a fresh one. I'm not going to be able to finish. And I'm only having one cocktail. because I have to be able to get home and marinate some of that meat.
My cousin. Honey, just do it tomorrow.
But I want to try to make room for everything. Who is that? One of those fucking assholes. Here, watch this for me. Okay.
Yeah, there's one in the oh my god, these are socks. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. The toe socks.
These are toe socks.
Yeah. That's amazing. Toe socks, friend? Like, oh no, they don't have it.
And they have swag bags. I love a swag bag.
Yeah, but when's
Oh my God. Are those? Oh, okay. I'm sold. Oh, this is a wine bag. And I'm going to put my socks in here. Oh, I have Jay put this up for me. There.
my nephew is
I'm just hoping
yeah.
that I win the Bombas socks at the raffle table. Baby, can you put these? Oh, baby, can you put these in my bag? Can you put those socks in this bag? And when we get ready to leave, grab your swag bag too, so I can get your socks also. That's like that's a wine bag. Uh-oh. Well, let's go find us a seat. And then I can run out. Okay. Can you hold this for me, please? Thank you so much. Okay. You could have took a sip. You would have been okay. Yeah, front row. Okay, so now that I ate, and I got something stuck in my teeth. Mm, I have to. Mm, okay. Mm. Now I'm outside. I'm gonna smoke my cigarette and go rinse my mouth because I don't want food in my teeth. Okay. Hello, fellow smoker.
Hello. Decided to come out here and smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. What now? What did you cook?
I didn't cook anything.
Okay, or tell them to make.
No, the culinary program is a local program in Chicago. It's a free program that they do over at McCormick.
Oh wow! At the McCormick Center?
Yeah.
At McCormick? Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a whole kitchen in there, and all the students helped create that with the chefs that run the program. So
Okay,
every time we do it, we partner with them to.
man, those damn raviolis were good,
Oh yeah, so nice.
and they had something crunchy on them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but
The chef will be out there. Like,
it attracted me.
right now doing all the stuff over back there.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if.
I'm helping Joanne oversee the event.
Oh, I love Joanne.
So I'm from Florida.
Okay.
She flew me out to come and help.
Okay, great.
So
Okay.
I'm letting her kind of talk and taking the.
She's wonderful.
Oh,
She's
I've known her
wonderful
since 2014.
Oh wow. Yeah, Jawan is really.
I've yelled at her like 10 times a day to relax. I got this. Just sit down. You're good.
Yeah, she likes.
Not in a mean way, like, but bro, that's why you brought me here. Help you out. I got you.
So what do you do?
So I used to be events and marketing.
Okay.
And I quit to focus on family and other stuff.
I know that's right.
And then now my kids are getting older. She's like, it's time to come back.
I know that's right. I mean, all my kids are grown. I need to find me some motherfucking business, girl.
So I do some freelance with her and do some of these activities.
Okay. Yeah, the last one.
I'm trying to branch them out to different the
cities. I think that would be a great idea.
So I'm trying right now. We're looking at hopefully Nashville.
Oh, that would be good. They have a nice restaurant scene.
Carolinas.
Oh, South Carolina.
Yep.
I love Boston.
Boston or New Jersey.
You know what would be really good?
We have a lot of chefs that want to do stuff up there. That's why we've had a lot.
So, dig this. I'm considering, my son and I are considering opening up a small soul food restaurant in Vermont.
Shucks, Joanne, she owns restaurants too. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, she's supposed to give my daughter a job at one of her restaurants.
She owns. She's opening up a new restaurant right now.
Oh wow, what kind?
It's going to be called Up North. It's an axe throwing restaurant.
A what?
It's going to be axe throwing.
Oh, axe throwing.
And then they have like a restaurant in there.
Her mind is just so.
Oh, I know.
I love her.
Trust me. She hasn't stopped. I made her go to bed every single night.
I know that's right. See you inside. Hi, OG Patrice. Hold on. Ambulance going by. Princess, we have to go to. They're having another one. It should be sometime in July. We have to go to this one. We can't be late. And I can't believe Jay and I made it on time. We don't make it on time to anything. So, but I'm going to try to talk the chef who's giving the presentation. He's making gumbo. And I usually can talk these people into giving me the food and shit. I haven't had his gumbo, but Jawan would not hire anyone to just make anything. She's a perfectionist. She's a superwoman, and she's a restaurateur here in Chicago. So, yeah, I'm having a great time thus far. Later on this evening, when I get home, I'm going to be marinating some meats and some shrimp and some. I had a little food. I don't like nothing in my teeth. That should be uncomfortable, and I don't have no dental floss with me. But I'm gonna be marinating some meats because I'm going to cook Saturday. And all in all, today's been good. You know, no problems. Did a little lightweight grocery shopping. I hope everyone's day has been fabulous. You know, I love coming to this event. Princess and I came once, and my husband and I have come about 3 or 4 times. And the Chicago restaurant scene is fabulous. And I really need to talk to Jawan about her giving me some insight on opening up our restaurant in Vermont. My son has found a space. It's going to be a small soul food restaurant. You know why? Because white folks love soul food. And they don't have one there. So the market is wide open. But at any rate, you guys, I'm going to get back in here and watch the presentation.
So I'll take it from here if you want. Thank you. Again, let's place your training, pick your final last comments for the second one up. Grab a seat, please. We're going to get the program started in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
5 minutes.
6:30.
And actually, as an apology to the kids, I will.
Oh,
probably
wow.
swear a
Have
couple
fun.
times,
Take
so my
plenty
bad.
of pictures.
That's inevitable.
And
It's gonna happen. I'm human. Oh, you didn't have to like be quiet. I mean, you guys still talk. Just take a seat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't have to be quiet. It's all good.
that's my
All
favorite.
right, now you're too loud. All right, come on. You're fine. Everyone's fine.
So I'll show you the presentation area. Wait.
So while everyone's still kind of up and getting snacks, we'll just get this out of the way. We'll get all the thank yous out of the way, so we go right into the programming. You're gonna get your drink and raffle tickets at the registration desk up front. So there will be no cash. Just get tickets up front. We have wonderful prizes on the raffle tips here. I am particularly looking at the sauna.
I was too.
The fact that a 6-foot human being can fit in a box like that, it speaks volumes to the technology that we have. Out there, right? So with the tickets, if you get raffle tickets, you're going to keep one row of tickets. You're going to put your individual ticket into the cups according to the prize that you want. And then we'll announce winners at the end of the night. At 8. We'll announce winners at 8. So that means 8:20. Right? Okay. So let's thank Unite Here Chicago Hospitality Institute for all the food that you're eating tonight. A special shout out to Alley Brands Concepts Inc., who's sponsoring our bar this evening. So all the bubbles. If you're in the South Loop, definitely check out Burger Alley Chicago.
Okay, so what do I want to try to win tonight? So hard. I'm gonna go for this bag.
So proud of you. All right, so next event is a photograph of the town of J. Morales of Divine Creative Studio.
I'm gonna go for this. I'm going to go for definitely the Bombas socks. Because my son loves Bombas socks. And it'd be crazy if I win this steam sauna thing. I want to use it too. Do I need these? Yes. Put one in here. I think I put one in here. One in here. And I'm going to put 2 more in here because my chances of winning these socks in this thing would be even better. 1 more ticket. Where should I put it? I'm going to put it over here because I'm really feeling this bag because you win the whole bag. Okay. Oops. Oh, cancel.
So yeah, you guys will like it tonight. It's going to be a great program. My name is Juan Kim. I did one of these last year. I'm the chef partner at Kinski in Bridgeport and Lilac Tiger here in the West in Wicker Park. I'm the guest host because Paul is gambling in Las Vegas.
Yay!
Being a piece of shit. So here I am instead. So how many of you guys have been to smoke? It's worthy of an applause for sure. So this is Barry Sorkin of Smoke. He's going to do a demo of gumbo. And while he's demoing his special gumbo for tonight, I'm going to ask some questions and interrupt him constantly and make sure that he gives us good content. All right. So I'll ask you about all the history stuff while you're cooking. What he's going to make, he's going to make a signature version of his gumbo with smoked duck, andouille sausage, castle ham. So if you're a vegan, you're gonna love this dish. Right? So without further ado, let's welcome Mary Sorkin of Snow Chicago.
Yay!
So it's a pretty loose format. I'm going to let you kind of go through your recipe, and then I have a bunch of interrupt it off. Great. Yeah. First introduction. Everybody coming. It's great to be here. I was at one of these last month, and Sandoval made some great food, so I'm just a little bit intimidated. So I hope you'll cut me a little bit of slack. I have a bit of a different background, I guess, than a lot of chefs that will probably present here. And so for me, like presenting to a group of people that are either culinarians or aspiring culinarians or foodies, it's candidly a little intimidating. I don't actually have much of a culinary background. When I opened Smoke, it was a career change for me. I was working for an IT consulting company, and I was sort of a backyard cook, and mostly self-taught. I like take some classes at Kendall for a little while. I didn't get very far with it, so I do have a little bit of formal training, but mostly kind of self-taught background. So I kind of come at this from a different direction than a lot of people who are, either doing fine dining or have more formalized culinary training. So, I'm going to kind of share this the way we do it. There are other ways, of course, there are. Find the best, probably not. But I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm much more comfortable with conversation than I am with presenting. So if you got questions, feel free to shout them out. That's okay. Awesome, absolutely. So you want to go through the ingredients real quick? Well, let me first understand with how it is that I found myself cooking gumbo in the middle of a heat wave. So Joanne called me, it was probably 6 months ago, like in the dead of winter, and she said, "Hey, can you do a culinary demo?" Well, I'm not really a culinary guy. I'm a pit master, but I do barbecue, and that's sort of hard to demonstrate in this format. I mean, unless you guys want to spend 15 hours with me, I can't really cook a brisket for you. And so she said, "Oh, that's all right. Just tell me what you cook for your family." And I said, "Well, I hate cooking for my family. They're terrible, but I love them all dearly. My wife's vegan. That's not really my, I've got kids with food allergies and musty tastes, and so while my kids think of me as a chef, they're always sort of marveling at how I don't really know what to make for them on a daily basis. So I didn't have a good answer for there either. And she said, "Well, tell me what you like to cook. Why are making this difficult?" I'm like, "Well, let's make gumbo." And she's like, "Okay, we'll make gumbo." It never occurred to us, okay, it's going to be, coming up on the beginning of July in Chicago. It's probably going to be 110 degrees. But, so I was a little self-conscious about doing this as we made our way here in the heat wave. But I was thinking about it, New Orleans gets pretty hot and they eat gumbo year round. So just think of this as like a lesson in authenticity. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, thank God for central air conditioning, right?
Right.
And electricity in general. Can we thank Benjamin Franklin for that? And we hung a fucking pipe for the heat, dude. Now we have central air. Now we can eat gumbo in the heat. It's all good. If we crank up that air, then this will be real. It's gonna be even better. So we do a gumbo at the restaurant, and what I like about cooking gumbo is that it can be anything. You take almost any ingredients that you have, and you can make a version of gumbo. Truth be told, if I wanted to for my wife, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't want her to know that I can say. But you can do this with like wild mushrooms and vegetable stuff, and you can make a really good vegetarian gumbo. At the restaurant, we do a barbecue gumbo, and if I'm being totally honest, it's kind of what we do with leftover barbecue. I don't want to serve second-day ribs or second-day pulled pork, but those ribs and pulled pork and sausage and chicken make a really good gumbo. So we, at the end of every night, pull the ribs off the bone, save the bones, we save the meat, we use the bones to sort of enrich the stock, and cut up sausage, pull the chicken, so all of that gets fused. And that's sort of the beauty of gumbo. And quote me on this, I think that's sort of the history of gumbo. Like gumbo and jambalaya, these are things that are made traditionally in New Orleans at the beginning of the week after they've gone through all this stuff on the weekend. They have all these leftovers. What do we do? Let's make some gumbo. So, what's nice about it is the same basic method for any kind of gumbo you want to make. What I'm going to make for you tonight is gumbo with smoked duck, andouille sausage, and tasso ham. Yeah, it's pretty meat heavy. The one we do at the restaurant
is our Texas sausage. It's chicken. It's pulled rib meat. And I mean, it honestly, if I'm being completely candid, it eats very similarly. This is a little richer, got a little more smokiness to it. So what I've done here tonight, I'll talk you through some of the ingredients. Yeah, that was a long way to get to your question. Yeah, no, 7 minutes. They told me to make this, 30 minutes. Absolutely. Well, more like so. Some smoked duck here, and I've got these sort of lined up in the order that I'm going to use them. So forgive the out of sequence. So this is some smoked duck. I did this with leg quarters. Easy to get. They're not super expensive. Everyone wants the breast, but get the leg quarters for relatively inexpensively. Season with just salt and pepper. Put in the smoker with some apple wood for about 2 hours, 2.5. But really, what I was looking for is texture and temperature. So I want them upward of 175, and I want them to start to be shredded apart. Yeah, like you don't want it to fall apart. You don't want it to like turn into pulp in your gumbo, but you would, you want it to have that sort of like soft, medium texture. You could do this with chicken. I wouldn't recommend doing it with duck breast meat because that's a very different texture. Duck breast meat is much better. Cooked medium rare. It's got that sort of like almost steak-like texture that wouldn't work as well in gumbo. But there are no rules. Whatever you want. That's sort of my preference. So I've got some smoked duck. On this end, I've got some tasso ham. I did not make this. This is from both this and the andouille sausage here are from Paulina Market. They do a great job. Real quick, can you explain what tasso ham is? Yeah, it's like a spiced Cajun ham. It's just a smoke. I believe it's made from pork butt. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's made from pork butt, so it's got a nice, fatty, marbly structure. It's really rich, really flavorful. It's cured and smoked, and then spiced with Cajun spices. So it really adds a ton of flavor. You'll notice if I go through the ingredients, what is not here is a shaker for Cajun seasoning. With some gumbos, I would have that if I were doing chicken, say, and the rib meat that we use for our gumbo at the restaurant. I would probably have some Cajun seasoning to give that flavor, but with the andouille sausage and the tasso ham, it's going to provide plenty of that flavor base. So moving along, I've got some oil and some flour. That's going to be our roux. I'll talk quite a bit about the roux because that is the most essential thing to gumbo. You can make it with vegetables, you can make it with meat, but you can't make it without the roux. And the roux for gumbo is unique. And we use roux in a lot of things, obviously. Your bechamels, some of the basic mother sauces, we use it as thickener and gravy. But when you make it for gumbo, you really have to sort of take it to the next level. Usually what we're working with are much lighter color roux. But for a gumbo, you're trying to get a really, really dark roux. And I'll talk a little bit about how I do that. Then you've got what in Cajun cooking they call the Holy Trinity. It's kind of variant to mirepoix. It's onions, celery, green pepper. So they don't use carrots in theirs, but it's essentially the same idea. These are aromatics to provide kind of a base flavor that you're then gonna season and adjust however you want. Garlic, of course, and then I've got the stock that I'm going to use for the roux. Just if you guys are looking at this going, wait a minute, counting people, that's nowhere near enough. We have a batch that's already made, so don't worry, we're not going to have to split this on everybody. So what I did for the stock, this is a cheat that I love to use in a lot of things. Yes, you could go buy some bones, you can roast them, you can put them in the oven, you can do your aromatics, you can simmer your stock for 5-6 hours and get a really nice rich stock. Or you can buy canned broth, whether it's bone broth, chicken broth, whatever you like. For this, I use chicken, and then fortify it. And so what I did is I took meat off of my smoked duck legs, took the chicken or the smoked duck bones, and used those to fortify the stock. Sometimes, maybe you throw a couple, chicken wings, chicken feet, whatever you see at the market. But really, for this amount of stock and that amount of stock, I was able to do just the bones. And so I took in, about an hour and a half. I had a stock that was really very little work. Of course, a couple cans of broth, some chicken bones or duck bones rather that I already had, and a nice rich stock to work.
That is an excellent kitchen hack as well. When you're cooking at home, you need to fortify something, give it a little more body or a little more oomph. Do exactly just add a little bit of fat or something with fat in it. Now a little more, completely change the profile of the stock.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's funny, somebody was walking through our kitchen and they were like, smelling the stock, and the stock's amazing. I'm like, yeah, it's
No one's judging here.
no, yeah, well, listen, I mean, in restaurants and at home, like, it's great to learn, like, the sort of basic techniques and making your own stock and all that. On a day-to-day basis, if you can find a way to make something that's as good, save yourself some time, that's as useful in restaurants as it is at home. So, I'm always looking for those kinds of things.
There's no need to make sour cream when you're on Daisy's already at the market.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no, like,
Understood.
At some point, it's like, you have to abandon your pride. It's like, yeah, I could make my own andouille for this, but like, Lion Market makes it never did as good as I was going to make it, probably better. And, what's the upside? The additional hours.
If you're not cooking your own chicken, it's really
telling
tough.
me to go get the
Right. Plus the feathers,
tab
put it in hot
liver.
water, get all
someone
the
to make liver. Yeah.
feathers off, and then butcher it. Exactly. Yeah.
Everything is, you get to choose your own starting point.
100%.
Okay.
So first step.
So the first step, and it's not necessarily the first step. I'm going to do it first tonight. I want to talk about the roux. And I'm going to kind of show you how we make one. So, as I mentioned, this is like the foundation of a gumbo. Is a really, really dark roux. I use equal parts by weight of fat and flour. This is just regular vegetable oil. I wouldn't recommend using butter for this, just because because we're going to take this so dark, the risk is burning it. And some of you guys who've made roux know that once you burn roux, there's no turning back. You can't fix it. You got to start over.
All over
If
again.
you do a really dark roux, like the one we're going to do, you're doing it on the stove top, takes probably 45 minutes to an hour. So if you burn it, it's another hour. So I've got a great tip for how to avoid that. I'll get to. But for today, I'll just kind of show you how we get this started.
So could you use clarified butter? If you had to
It
use
would
butter?
certainly help. I haven't done it. It would certainly help because obviously that raises the smoke point.
Right.
Point. I'm sure it would be great. I haven't done it though, but I don't want to say yes.
Copyright.
You know. You know.
I just use oil.
Yeah, I mean, the flavor is is going to come from the toasted flour. It's less about, I think the subtleties in the butter, that you're going to get from using butter are going to maybe disappear anyway.
Right. If you cook it down to that level,
Yeah. So to do a roux on the stove top, I'm sure most of you have done this. You put the oil in the fat. And you stir it till it kind of comes together into a paste. And at first, what you'll get that really floury smell. You're just going to whisk it to try to get all the clumps out. But if you smell this now, it really just smells like flour. And so the first step, if you're used to making like a bechamel or a velouté or like other sauces, start with a roux. You'll know like the first stage is that floury smell kind of cooks out, it starts to turn color a little bit. The blonde roux, you can take it, kind of as far as you want. But the most important thing is just to keep it moving. And you can do this as slow or as fast as you want. But the faster you go, the greater the risk is you're going to burn it. Yeah, of course. So I can only speak of my experience. I was always taught 50% by weight, but I can tell you that it's easier to work with a thinner roux than a thicker roux, especially when you're trying to make it really dark. So if I have to go really dark with it, I'll add an extra fat because it's easier to stir and to keep moving. Where if it gets really clumpy in the pan, it's liable to scorch in a way that it's not if you've got more oil. And what is happening is you let it sit, is that extra oil will rise to the top anyway when you're done. You can pour it off. So I would say no, but like again, I don't really have the culinary background to say that officially. Just in my experience,
the most important part is to make sure the flour is cooked. So you want a decent amount of fat in there so that the flour actually cooks through, so you don't get that taste and that off-putting flavor. Also looks like wall paste if you don't put it in liquid. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, that's true. So you can kind of see it. I don't want to burn people. Well, this is a very light room. You know, can you ever see it? Yeah.
Can you pass me my
Yes.
help, please?
It looks like thick ramen broth, right? It looks like a pork base.
Thank you.
But yeah.
So if we were going to continue with this, try to make it a dark room for gumbo, we keep doing this for about an hour, and you get to a point where it starts to get really, really dark, and you start to go, "Am I done? Is it done yet? Am I going to burn it?" And there's a very short window between the time it gets to the right color and the time that it burns. So, like this process that I'm showing you right now always makes me very nervous. It gives me stress, and I don't want stress. So I have a way to do this better. Because the color that we're looking for is like this.
Oh,
2 hours later.
Yeah. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
So on the stove top, that's about an hour at a pretty high flame. But here's how I do this, and here's how I did this batch. I do the oven. It takes much longer, but it's passive. I can put it in the oven. I can stir it every 30 minutes, and after about 4 hours, it's that. And I've never burned one. So for me, like I like the idea of passive time. This can be done days, weeks, months in advance. This will stay for as long as you want it to stay, right? This will never go back. So like if you got 350. Yeah. So this is about 4 hours. I think you can do this like if you know you're gonna make gumbo next weekend and you're home one afternoon, just put it in the oven, stir it every 30 minutes, and then just keep the curve. Yeah, exactly. Bronco. Yeah.
So I normally just pre-brown my flour in the oven when I make gourmet gumbo.
Yeah.
That's very interesting to make a whole more the oven like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
This,
trying to.
all right. So it was worth coming.
Learn something. It's working.
Yeah. I'm being honest, I think I learned that all around. Like, I don't think I did it. But it's a great tip. We do it the rest of we make a batch whenever someone's got some time available and there's oven space available, and then we just have it.
There's always like 50 ways to do certain things.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a great tip.
I'm going to set that aside. And what I'm going to do is this. So let's pretend.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna
Putting it aside. So what I'm going to do is my first step to assembling the jumbo is I'm going to take my tasso and my andouille, and I want to sear those, just to give them. I want to kind of render the fat a little bit. I want to bring the flavor out. I want to cook it down so that when so it's got like a nice brown
I would love to.
exterior. I'm just going to get it started with a little bit of vegetable oil, so I'm not throwing it into a dry.
Thank you, sis, for being here. Thank you, Sammy.
If I'm using these fancy burners
Thank
correctly,
you,
it should
Trooper.
be
You
heating up.
sister, Patrice. That's it. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Just a second.
So while we're